It's your own players, your own teammates, your own players you play against week in, week out that are doing the voting. So it means an awful lot when it comes from them. So I think it was, it's a fantastic award.
Gary, this year it's 50 years of the PFA Awards. You're in a great club of former winners, the 13th winner.
I didn't win the first one.
So we're going to look back at a few special moments from your career and then get stuck into choosing an all-time 5 of PFA former winners.
An all-time 5?
Yeah, it's tricky.
Oh, God.
And there's been some good teams chosen so far. But looking back, looking fresh-faced there, the year you won. What did it mean winning the PFA Players Player of the Year award for you?
Well, it was incredible. First season at Everton, only season at Everton. So scored 30 goals and in the league and another 10 elsewhere. But it was it's your own players, your own teammates, your own players you play against week in, week out that are doing the voting. So it means an awful lot when it comes from them. So I think it was. It's a fantastic award, and I'm so pleased I've got it. It's at home actually. I kept it in the bank when I went to Japan. I didn't know what to do with all my stuff, so I put it in the bank, and then it took me about 40 years, not quite 40 years, to get around to getting them out. I
saw on the Match Today podcast.
So it's there, but it's falling apart.
Recently,
I need to have it. I need to have it refurbished or whatever the word is for that kind of thing.
Well, it's a good year to do it this year, and it's also the year you won the Golden Boot, but consecutive years being the top goal scorer in the league. How did you feel in that season? Obviously, new club. A lot of players go and can struggle with an adjustment, but you have a standout season. Well,
I struggled at the start when I joined Everton because I took the place of Andy Gray, and he was very popular there. Obviously, he wasn't that great, but just kidding, Andy. I took his place, and I remember the first home game. We'd already lost at Leicester in my opening game, which was tough to take against my former club. And they read the team out. It was like, whatever, Peter Reid, Ray, Trevor Steven, Ray, Gary Lineker, boo. It was like, whoa, my own fans. I've never had that before.
They turned quickly.
Not all of them. There was a segment, let's put it that way. So it was difficult. And then I didn't score in the first 3 games or something. I was getting all the letters into the Liverpool Echo complaining, waste of money, what have we done here? He's no Andy Gray and all this sort of stuff. And then I started scoring. I scored 6 in the next 3, I think. And I was top scorer in the league. And I was playing in a great team, though. That's why. We had Trevor Steven on the right, Kevin Sheedy on the left, Paul Bracewell and Peter Reid in midfield. Really strong at the back with Neville Southall in goal. And I played up front with Graham Sharp mostly. So it was a fabulous season. So personally, it was great winning the PFA thing and the Golden Boot. But it was tough that we didn't quite manage to win either. We lost in the cup final and pipped in the league by Liverpool, even though I felt we were the better side.
But your record there is you've been prolific everywhere you went, but 40 goals, 57 games. Was there a feeling you had going into games that you were just untouchable, everything you were going to score?
Well, I never felt like that anyway, but I just keep making the runs, and that's how I scored goals. It's like mathematics for me. Yeah. It was all about attacking areas, attacking space. That's all I do. I see Haaland do it now. He does it exactly the same thing. And you just, and eventually the ball will go to you, and you've got an easy strike. So I kind of worked it out. I'd never felt like I was a great player or anything, but my game improved as I got older, and my build-up play was fine. But I was all about the box, really. So yeah, I didn't, I never saw myself as a great footballer, but I knew how to score goals.
They're important. Goals win games, eh?
Goals win games.
And then you make a move to Barcelona. Talk me through that.
Well, it was quite interesting, and also I was slightly bewildered by the fact that I was called in one day, and Howard Kendall told me they'd accepted an offer from Barcelona for me. So it was kind of mixed emotions. One, that they'd accepted an offer when I had such a good season, and when they do that, you kind of think you should go. But secondly, also flattered by the fact that it was Barcelona, and obviously that's where all the big, the superstars in world football always went to Real Madrid from Barcelona. So then I'm thinking, this is amazing. I still nearly didn't go. I remember being with my my first wife, Michelle, and we'd we kind of just finished the World Cup, just got married, and then we had to make this quick decision just before the marriage, actually. And we couldn't, I was going, well, what do you think? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? And in the end, we thought, well, neither of us were prepared to say yes or no. So what we did, we got a couple of little pieces of paper, and we said, right, yes or no on, and
pros and cons list.
We put no, just yes or no,
wow.
whether we go or not. And we put them in a little like a bag, and then we opened them. They both said yes. If the one had said yes and one had said no, I don't know what we'd have done.
Doing both taking.
I sense we'd have probably gone anyway.
It was a risky move, and then taste success there, winning a Copa del Rey. Where does that rank in your?
Well, I didn't win that many, obviously, team trophies. I missed out a few times. I think it was run up in the leagues about 2 or 3 times. But we won Copa del Rey and the European Cup Winners' Cup, so which was fabulous. So that was one of the highlights. To win a European trophy was huge. But I loved my time at Barcelona. It was the first 2 years were amazing. Last year was difficult. I got hepatitis, and then Cruyff came in. He didn't really want me there. You're only allowed 2 foreign players those days. So I had to leave after it, but it was a great experience.
Which moves us on perfectly. Winning an FA Cup, your first trophy in English football. Yeah. That must be up there.
It's right up there, I think, probably. Aside from individual things, it's a team game, obviously. Yeah. And to win the FA Cup was, it's the trophy that you grow up as a kid. Certainly if you're my age.
That's still the same.
That's the one. And even at your age.
Every game in the playground, it's FA Cup.
And that's it. And obviously I look a bit like it. But it was amazing.
You did it properly. 2 goals against Arsenal in the semi-final.
Yeah, and a missed penalty in the final, or a brilliant save actually. But so it was great memories, and obviously the downside was the injury to Gaza in that final, which obviously very self-inflicted, but it was a memorable day.
Well, from a great player here, we've got the previous PFA winners, and this is something we've done with all the previous winners we've spoken to so far. Okay. We've got to choose a team of 5.
Oh crikey, that won't be easy.
It's roughly 5-a-sides, but obviously the keepers haven't got. They need their own award, don't they? So you haven't got too many keepers to choose from. Are you going to go with a keeper?
I'm going to go with the keeper because Peter Shilton was my hero as I grew up at Leicester, and I'm going to put Peter Shilton in goal because he'll kill me if I don't.
Right, well,
but I'll put him in anyway.
Once they've been
Pat Jennings was a great goal as well.
Once they've been cemented, they get put on this magic thing and added to the lineup.
So what? I have to pierce him, do I?
No,
like that.
Just pop it on there. Easy peasy.
Any Schultz?
Any keepers from?
He was great though, Schultz.
Premier League hero who deserved.
Well, obviously Neville Southall I played with. Was a great. David Seaman I played against many times, although I kind of got lucky against David Seaman. I mean. We've produced some great goalkeepers over the years, but for me, he was in his prime. He was unbelievable
and a worthy winner. Yeah. Now we've got them nicely in piles for you here. So you've got defenders, midfielders, forwards. Where are we going to start?
Let's start at the back. Is that me? And I'm in the team.
Well, you can decide. You see, Alan put himself straight in. You can be on the bench.
Of course he did. I'm in.
You're in.
I'm definitely not putting Shearer in. That's for sure.
All right. Well,
because he's in every other team I ever have to
start with some defenders.
Right, defenders.
Paul McGrath, what a player.
I might surprise people here and go Paul McGrath. John Terry was a fantastic defender. And obviously Van Dijk would be the other one that I'd probably contemplate putting in. But I'm going to go with Paul McGrath because I found life so incredibly difficult playing against him.
What was it about his play?
It was he was aggressive, but he was also quick and he was powerful. And his positional play was brilliant. I don't think I ever scored. Well, I know I didn't. It was I never scored at Villa Park. And he was probably the main reason. He was a brilliant defender.
Anyone in here would be a close second if you had to?
Probably toss it between John Terry and Van Dijk, but either one of those two I would have put in.
Going into the midfield here. Now there's a few in here who could be a forward as well, but we've got them in their positions where they won the award. So starting off Barnsley.
Right, this is going to be tough. Morris, Leicester, legend. Roy Keane, oof, you're just scary looking at the picture, isn't it? It's a picture. Platty. I saw Peter Reid last week for a drink. I hadn't seen him for ages. Great guy.
He doesn't make the cut though.
He wouldn't expect to make the team, but Kante. See, the thing is, it's a 5-a-side team, isn't it?
Well, loosely.
I mean, Kante you would have as, you can't be too defensive. So I'm going to go with a forward on this. I'm going to go with the forward-thinking midfield player. De Bruyne, Gerrard, though, man. This is difficult, isn't it?
Unbelievable
Bale
list,
as
isn't it?
well. Gareth Bale, you forget about
It's not a bad club you're in with all of these.
I
isn't
know.
it?
Kings. Just get back. Right. Okay. It's either John
Barnesy.
Barnes. Can't put. I'd be just Leicester Barnes if I did that. But he was great. And I'm going to go the forward-thinking player really. So it's either Barnes, De Bruyne, Gerrard, Hazard is great, but not more Bale. It's one of those, right?
So down to 4, John Barnes,
Yeah.
Steven Gerrard, Kevin De Bruyne.
I'm going to go Gerrard because it'd give me a bit more both ways. Purely tactical.
The
But he
most
was
complete
Steven
midfielder
Gerrard
we've
was an
seen.
unbelievable footballer. I
Yeah.
just love watching him play. So I'm going to go with Stevie G.
I think it's
Yeah.
he's been a popular choice. A midfielder who had a bit of everything.
Yeah. Having said that, see, I
Ooh.
probably should have gone for more of them. Oh no, he is a proper midfield player. That's why I probably shouldn't go for an attacking one, which I didn't really in the end.
You haven't seen the
Because
pile
I've
of
got
forwards
a pile
yet.
of forwards,
Yeah.
and I'm in the team. Obviously, I forgot
You get
about
a sub.
me.
You do get one sub. You get 5 and a
Oh,
sub.
blimey! Now you make it
Yeah.
even more difficult. What I'm going to find here is someone to play with me.
So
So I'm definitely not.
I'll tell you what,
Alan Shearer's
it's a fun list to
not
choose
getting
from.
anywhere. Oh, Rooney, he's got to be close. Van Nistelrooy's too much like me. Van Persie too much like me. Cantona, I'd sooner have Rooney. Ooh, Big Les, Rushy too very much too like me. Cristiano Ronaldo, he'd never pass. Teddy Sheringham, I always wanted to play with Teddy, but I'd still go Rooney ahead of him. Kevin Keegan, Kevin Keegan was a great player. Put him in that pile. Dennis Bergkamp. He's got. Oh, well, that's. Hang on. Dalglish, though.
Yeah.
I think I played with Kenny Dalglish in half a game, and he put me in about 4 times. Thierry Henry's got to be in that pile. I'm going to Suarez, Salah. It's a good list.
It's
isn't it?
unbelievable, isn't it?
I tell you what.
The forward players
I tell you
is
what.
tough to make.
There's no way I'd make anyone else's team.
Yeah.
No chance. Mark Hughes, who I played with, of course. Clive Allen, Andy Gray.
So we're down
This is the
to
decision.
4.
Yeah, down
King
to 4.
Kenny, Thierry.
So I think. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go Kenny Dalglish because he'll just play just behind there, and he's one of the reasons Rushy scored so many goals playing with him because it's purely selfish reasons. Kenny was an unbelievable. I think him and Gareth Bale probably for me the 2 best British players that in my life. I mean, I saw a tiny bit of George Best, but I was kind of very young. But Dalglish was incredible.
You put those 2 ahead of some of the other British players in the piles. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
So Kenny
not that I'm necessarily just picking British players because I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'll have
one more forward.
One more on the bench, which will be Thierry Henry or Wayne Rooney. I'll go Wayne Rooney
over Thierry. What about these 2 are just nudging it for you?
They're just. I think they're the 2 best probably forward Premier League players that we've had. Because obviously Kenny didn't play in the Premier League.
So you got to make a decision.
Which one goes on the bench?
Which one?
I know.
I think Rooney would
Hang on a minute. Is there another player for the team first?
1,
I've got
2,
5.
3, 4. Yeah, so you're just
a
bench,
sub,
just a sub.
So just one sub because you've got 2 little things there. That's what I'm thinking.
That was just a spare, just in case one gets
all right.
broken.
I'm going to go.
You get 1 sub.
I'm going to go Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that right?
That's great. He does a bit of everything, doesn't he?
He
can drop into the 10.
Didn't look like you approved.
I grew up on socks above the knees.
I mean, I must admit, I think everyone will put Thierry in. So I'm going to go Wayne Rooney because he gives you a bit more. If Gerrard got injured, he could go and play in midfield.
As an 8, as a 10, yeah.
See, you've got to think about that as a manager.
I like it. Well, Gary Lineker, congratulations on being a former PFA Player of the Year.
Pleasure, Liam.
I'm happy with the team.
Good. Probably won't win anything.